Hello everyone, here is Pengcheng. I'm from MGF2111. Today I'm going to share one book named Thinking Fast and Slow. The author is Daniel Kahneman, Nobel Prize laureate, and he is a psychologist, but he won the economic science of Nobel Prize. This is our content. And the topic of this book is that people have two systems of thinking. System one is thinking based on biases and heuristics. System two is slower, deliberative, and more logical thinking. They are less frequently used, but they can be used for analysis, problem solving, and deeper evaluation. The reason why I recommend students in organizational behavior to read this book is getting familiar with these two systems and keep them in mind. Every time we make a decision, we can ask ourselves that which systems we are using now. Moreover, students can be trained to understand their brain's weaknesses and learn to take stance or engage in practice that eliminate or reduce the error to which these weaknesses can lead. In addition, this book also tells us that we are not smart and rational as we expect. In many economic theories, we always think that people are rational in the market. We always make the smartest decisions, but this book tells you that no, because we mainly use system one and they are easily affected by multiple factors. The first idea of this book is we can have two systems of thinking. System one is fast, instinctive, and emotional thinking. It is usually at the unconscious level and is automatic. It taps into our learn model and allow us to make snap judgment. It requires little energy, so it is always on. We spend most of our time doing this type of thinking, but there is one issue of this type of thinking is it quickly tries to create story, even if incorrect, and jumping to conclusion based on limited information. WYSIATI is abbreviation of what you see is all there is, which means that system one thinking is will not seek information outside of our knowledge. We will create answer based on our current knowledge and information. And when brain figures out that there are some problems system one cannot handle, brain will ask system two to figure it out. System two is slower, deliberative, and more logical thinking. It is less frequent, used for analysis, problem solving, and deeper evaluation. It consumes more energy, so we are not frequently use it. Our brain is very lazy. Second idea of this book is we are not as smart as and rational as we expect. There are many heuristics and biases that can influence our judgment. For example, priming effect. Take myself as an instance. When I go shopping, shops always play some happy, soft, or slow music. It is the effect of such background music is to make my brain feels comfortable and safe. So it will automatically use system one to judge everything. And as we know that system one will use all the information it knows to make decisions. So we will not search for the cheap price of certain products we're choosing. And framing heuristic is that people prefer gain to lose. So although the possibility is same, outcome is same, people prefer hearing that they can gain, they have 90% to gain instead of they got 10% to lose. Halo effect is about expectation. if you have high expectation, although there are some like same performance because of your higher expectation, you will value them lower and have less impressed. And there's lots of heuristic and biases we've already learned in week 5 tutorial and lectures. So I'm last one is about go back to the average because as we know that there are many basketball players or investment bankers. They suddenly have a very good performance in certain like in short period of time. Those lucky shot and extreme conditions that only occur in small samples. When a sample is large enough, the possibility of investment bankers or basketball players falls back to their average. So how can we get rid of those heuristic and biases? Daniel suggests one way to active use system 2 in purpose. This is the third idea, premortem. It is ask your brain to active system 2 as soon as possible by imagining you failed and the worst outcome before you make decisions. The purpose of this behavior is that warn your brain and take it to the dangerous environment. So and inform your brain that system 1 cannot handle this situation. Ask system 2 to solve this problem. My first critique of this book is extreme conditions or lucky shot do exist, although frequency will fall back to average. It might be difficult to understand. Just let me show a case like Curry in NBA, National Basketball Association, in America. He is a very good three-point shooter, so he always perform good on his 3-point. So although the possibility of his successful shooting 3-point will finally fall back to his average, doesn't mean that he's not a good shooter, because his average is way better and higher than those of other basketball player in NBA. And critique 2 is that the bad performance of fun does not necessarily relate to rolling a dice. In the book, Daniel Kahneman believes that the reason why investment banker do not have a steady performance is that they are making decisions by like rolling a dice or just let fortune to choose. But actually, there are many reasons why operators may fail, and then success looks like no reason. In China, many funds perform terrible because operators want to gain benefit from running it. They prefer collaborating with companies to keep steady interest rate of funds. So this means that they cooperate or collusion with other companies and ensure them that if you give me certain amount of money, or like you put those cash on my foreign bank account, I will invest you business with very low interest rate or with very low payback. And that's why they perform terrible, but they are not just roll a dice. And my first advice of first take out of this book is be conscious and intend to avoid the heuristic and biases when we or you make decisions. There is some kind of hindsight bias, like people always think oh, I already know that, but I just didn't say it. But actually, it's wrong, because if you make it wrong, you won't think in that way, right? For example, in election, I think is Hillary and Trump. After the election, many people will say, oh, I knew that Trump will win this election, but but where is the supporter of Hillary? Do they just disappear? No, they just shut their mouth. The second advice is that activating system 2 on daily life, not only for critical thinking, but also exercise our brain. Exercising our brain helps to protect us from Alzheimer disease. It is doctors do not have a certain treatment for this disease, so the best we can do is to prevent it. Third takeout is communicating with others about your thinking and accept different advice from them. Others' opinion will bring different perspectives to you, and there is a small strategy for student in organizational behavior. Is that if you wanna hear the true advice from you followers or your workers, you can choose a comfortable place like a pantry or a sofa, and when your followers and worker and employees are feels relaxed, they are tending to give you their true opinion. Yeah, I think that's all. Thanks for watching.